Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Peace, Love, Faith, and Divine Union. I'm Kanisha and I like to focus on twin flames and mindset. And today I felt guided to do a channeled reading. I don't usually do too many readings on my channel. I usually do a lot of personal readings, but I don't spend a lot of time putting them on YouTube. And today I felt really guided to just do just the overall energy that might be going on within your union as a consciousness. And so I wanted to share what was coming up because I just kept getting this pull and this message to just do a reading for the collective. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I also want to remind you that I cannot tell you your future. I can only help you understand the energy that you're currently in. So again, if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. But if it does resonate, my goal with readings is to help you understand what it is that you need to heal in order to move and transcend the energy that you're currently in within your union. I'm not one of those readers who tell you that your divine masculine is coming back because in truth, you're already in union with your twin flame and they're just mirroring to you where you are running from yourself. So if you're not in a committed relationship with your twin flame, and you feel like you're waiting on them, then you're going to be waiting for a very long time because they are your perfect mirror and they are going to mirror back to you the energy of waiting because that is the choice you are making, the core choice you're making on some level. So when you make the core choice to fully commit to yourself, to prioritize yourself, to put yourself first, you will see them mirror that back to you if they are truly your twin flame. I also do not recommend doing the inner work, doing the mirror exercise is what I teach on this channel. I do not recommend doing that just to get them to change or get them to do what you want because that is manipulation and that does not work in a twin flame union. So that feels pretty clear. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm just going to get the overall energy for the union and then I will pull one for the divine masculine and pull one for the divine feminine. And I'm also very aware that within twin flame unions, like the divine masculine could be a woman, but she holds the divine masculine energy, and vice versa. The divine the divine feminine could be in a male's body, but they hold the divine feminine energy. I think I said that right. Yeah. So like, if I say she or he, I apologize. Like don't come at me in the comments, okay? I really work at saying they because I am aware that the energy is fluent, and in my union I hold the divine feminine energy. I do go by she or her, and my masculine is the divine masculine and he does go by him and his. So it's hard for me to change my vocabulary. I apologize, but I do ahead of time ask for compassion. I'm very aware that it can be flopped in other unions and or flipped in other unions, and just take what resonates. And if you're divine feminine, then listen to the divine feminine side. If you're the divine masculine, listen to the divine masculine side. All right. Okay. So real quick, I ask for protection over myself as I give this reading. I ask for clear, divine, and loving guidance that comes through. I thank you, Lord, for letting me be the vessel to give the consciousness the support that they need here in order to move into their divine union. And I just ask for complete protection and clarity as we move forward. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. I am using the Surrender deck. It's called, I don't know if I have, oh, here we go. The Power of Surrender cards. I love this deck. I use this deck a lot for inner work. And so let's go ahead and get the overall energy for the unions that are connected to this reading. Spirit, can I get the overall energy? Thank you. We got surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or relationship, or you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So I really love this card. And what's coming through is that you do have to surrender the fear of the unknown, and know that when you surrender the fear of the unknown, you really do allow yourself to let go of control and allow what is for you to come in. Now, a lot of people have a fear of change because they're not in control. And I used to be one of these people. I used to be like, I can't stand change. I don't want to do this. But it was because I really felt safer if I was in control. But in truth, you have like no control. You only have control over how you feel about things and how you respond to things and react to things. And so change is the only constant, scientifically proven, the only constant. So might as well get comfortable with change, because that's how we grow, that's how we evolve. And if you don't like where your union is right now, the only way it's going to change is if you change. Your twin flame is the perfect mirror. And so the mirror cannot smile back at you if you're not smiling at the mirror. Like, the only way your twin flame is going to change is if you change on a core level. And this used to be very triggering for me, but once I started to embrace change and embrace relaxing into the change, that is when things started to really shift for my union. Let me go ahead and just real quick, guys. Sorry, put my phone in do not disturb so you don't get a whole bunch of feedback. And so when you want your twin flame to maybe prioritize you or communicate with you, the only way that's going to change is by truly prioritizing yourself and committing to yourself, communicating to yourself on a daily basis, really learning to love yourself on such a deep level that you will see that mirror shift and change and reflect back to you the love that you give yourself. So embrace change. You can say something like, I choose to embrace change in my life. I choose to know that, like it says, I have faith that all is well. I choose to know that everything is working out in my favor. And I really choose to allow life to love me, because that's what you want, is you want to be in love with life. You want to also have the love of your life. Like, you got to be able to receive the love that you desire from your twin flame, but that comes from you first. That comes from God. You don't go get it from them. They're going to mirror it back to you because you're already giving it to yourself. So if you feel like things aren't changing in your union, it's because you have yet to make a change on a core level that then is reflected back to you. All right, let me get the energy for the divine masculine. A lot of my divine masculine clients, including my own divine masculine, have been moving through a lot of anger. A lot of anger. So many cards wanted to come out. And having to really purify their consciousness of ego and of control and fear of being used. But the divine masculine has been moving through, probably in the last 2 weeks, the consciousness of the divine masculine has been moving through a lot of numbness and just like anger and feeling like, hey, you can't make this stuff up. Ego. Like, you really can't make this stuff up. Having to surrender their ego and really having to move from a place of love. That's been the biggest lesson that my divine masculine is moving through, is like, okay, this is from ego and this is not from God. This is not from love. So I'm not going to act on this, and I'm not going to take it as my truth. So it says, surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Absolutely. I cannot believe this came out. I mean, I can, but I can't. And so, yeah, that's what the masculine is currently working through, is purifying their consciousness and letting go of moving from a space of ego and learning how to move from a place of love and peace and purpose. And so if you find that your divine masculine is really quiet or not communicating or just really angry about whatever it is, it could be about work, it could be about their family, it could be about them not communicating with you, it could be something that you did that triggered them, and even when you do trigger them, that's not you. Like, that's how God works through your union to help purify their consciousness, so don't take it personally. But this is something that is going to help them go deeper into love. And the way that the divine feminine helps the masculine move through this is by choosing love at the core, choosing to hold space, giving them space so they can process what it is that they're moving through, really having compassion for them, recognizing that they are doing their own level of inner work and their own process of healing. And so hold space for them, divine feminine, like really choose love and really choose to see them growing and evolving and coming closer to you. Ego is not real, so it can't hold power unless you give it power. And I recommend that you highly and truly give all of your power to love, because in truth, only love is real. And so if they're coming at you with this ego game, you don't even have to entertain it. Okay, I do this all the time with my masculine. Sometimes he comes up with ego and I'm just like, cool, love you anyways. And I just kind of like, I don't laugh about it in his face, but I kind of just giggle like, oh, ego's inviting me into this space and I have power. I am not going to give my power and my honey and my divineness to ego. It's not happening. And as soon as I do, this ego just crumbles and my masculine is like, I really don't like this energy. I don't mean to come at you in that way. I apologize, kind of thing. And that's because as one union, you get to choose. Either you go into the upset with them or you hold your ground and you choose love, and whatever is the highest loving energy is what the twin flames go with. So you never have to succumb to ego whatsoever, no matter how much their ego game is loud and chaotic and in your face. You do not have to give power to it. Okay, so divine masculines, if you're watching this, keep choosing love. If you hear negative thoughts, if you hear just intrusive thoughts, anything that's telling you that like you can't have what you want, you're going to be taken from, you're going to be used, that's all ego. That's not of love, that's not of God. And you just go to God about that and ask God to purify your thoughts, really give you more loving and peaceful thoughts and help you out of that space. And when you do, your energy is going to be magnetic, divine masculine. All right, what do we have for the divine feminines, please? I tried to like do this on camera so you guys can see that they just come popping out. All right, divine feminines, we have 2 cards. We have surrender to your soul's path. Your life and journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Definitely coming back to the core energy of surrender your fear of change. Like, the only way your soul is going to grow, y'all, is if you allow yourself to change. And then surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance, open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond the wildest dreams. Okay, so this one's the first card here. And the second one is surrender your belief in scarcity. So what I'm getting through this is like, when your divine masculine shows up in ego or gets silent or not communicating or angry and communicating, it's really important to remember that this is just part of the process of purifying your consciousness and purifying your union, and that every lesson that comes up, you're meant to embrace it and not see it as it separating you even more from your twin flame. And this is the big lesson I learned this last week as my masculine was moving through. Anger was like this fear of, oh my gosh, he's gonna abandon me, which it was never said or even communicated in any way, but like when he gets upset, that's what my first thought is. And I had to realize like, no, he's upset because the upset is coming to the surface to be cleared for us to love ourselves and each other in this space. So I don't need to entertain ego. I don't need to entertain abandonment whatsoever. And I had to realize that this was just part of our soul going deeper into love, deeper into oneness with each other. And so I had to let go of the belief of lack. Like I'm going to lose my good. I'm going to lose my twin flame. I'm going to lose all the love that I have received and invested in and grown in this relationship because of ego. No, ego has no power. Ego has no power. Only love is real. And that's something I have to continuously remind myself over and over and over again, that only love is real. And love can transcend anything, any upset. So using the mirror exercise, if you're not familiar with that, definitely say something below in the comments and I'll get you the steps for that, because the mirror exercise is the one thing that has transformed my union. And I have a whole notebook, y'all, that every time we have an upset that feels too big and I can't do it in my head, like the mirror exercise in my head, I go and I write it out and I clear through it and I get to a place of peace. And eventually it comes up in a conversation and we move through it even more together. But ultimately, only one of you has to do the work. And I find that a lot of divine feminines are the one who are leading in the inner work. It's not true, like not all divine feminines, but majority of the unions that I work with, it's the divine feminine who's leading in the inner work. Shout out to the masculines who are doing it. Yes, yes, Proud of you. So divine feminines, really work on seeing yourself as an abundant soul, seeing yourself as divine, seeing yourself as worthy, and what's the word that's coming to me? Worthy and valuable, and really seeing yourself as one with God, one with your twin flame. If they're bringing up things that don't feel good, it's because their purpose is to love you by showing you these blind spots in your consciousness that are entertaining lack, that are entertaining these ideas that you can't have everything that you desire and want, but you were created to have your union. That's how you are created, is in your union, as one with your union. And so you're letting go of any beliefs that are telling you can't have what you want. I did this quite a bit when my twin flame for a long time was like, I don't know if I want a committed relationship. I don't know if I want to be with someone who already has children. And so I released attachment to my twin flame himself. And I just chose in my heart that my true twin flame, without attaching it to this person, that my true twin flame desires and chooses a committed relationship with me. My true twin flame loves me and my children and sees my children as an extension of me and loves me even more because I had children. And I just kept choosing that in my heart. And then my true twin flame was revealed to me, that being that person, like they revealed themselves as my true twin flame because they mirrored back to me my beliefs. If I would have continued believing in lack or believing in fear or believing in ego, like, oh, he's not going to want to be with me because of this, and this is never going to change, and this is never going to happen, then that's exactly what I'm going to experience. But when I really chose to change my thought process and my beliefs and my views without attaching it to this person, he revealed himself. Now, your true twin flame is the only one who's going to do that. You might find that you think someone is your true twin flame, and the more you do this work, that person vibes out. And then someone who really does match you and has the same core beliefs and the same desires and really does mirror back to you the love you give yourself will show up, and they are going to want to have a committed relationship with you, and they are going to want to give you all of the love that you already give yourself. And guess what? That that person is going to be perfect for you. And it's really important to surrender who you think your true twin flame is, because you could have this belief that you think it's this one person, and be attached to them, but they never show up for you and they never want to give to you. And no matter how much inner work you do and how much you really love yourself, they just never want to give in any kind of way, but maybe just take from you. You don't deserve that. You deserve someone who's going to meet you in love. I, for a long time, had a belief that someone was my twin flame, and I was so attached to this person. And I finally was able to let go and release attachment and just really, truly claim my true twin flame in my heart. And not too long after that, my true twin flame came into my life, and I was just like, at first, I didn't even think twice about him being my twin flame. But the more inner work that I did, and the more that we hung out through mutual friends, I was like, this is the only person who's mirroring back to me my inner work. Like, that's crazy. He's bringing up conversations and topics that only I've like moved through within myself, but no one else is like moving through these things. And yet he is literally mirroring back my inner work. And eventually we explored enough to realize, like, wow, we are twin flames. And he was more than perfect. He's like literally the perfect partner. However, I was so like hung up on this other person for so long, and I just saw this other person a few days ago, and I was just like, I had no feelings. And literally they look exactly the same. Like I look probably even wearing the same like clothing I left them in like years ago. And I was just like, dear Jesus, I was so happy I didn't like try to settle or get stuck waiting on this person, because they haven't really like moved much from where I last saw them. And I was just so grateful that like my true twin flame came into my life, because I released attachment and I was open to change. I was open to letting go of ego. I was open to letting go of this belief that it was never going to happen for me, and then it just evolved. So I hope that gives you some encouragement to trust that if you're just truly doing this work to heal your consciousness, to feel better, to love yourself, you can't help but magnetize your true twin flame into your life. Can I get one more card, please? as we close out this reading. Yeah. You have surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. Yeah, so some of you might be letting go of a false twin flame. And I hear a lot of people say like twin flames are toxic. Well, if they're truly your twin flame and you're still holding on to toxic patterns within yourself, you're going to see that mirrored back to you. But if you're truly doing the healing to become the best version of you, to be able to truly love all of you and to feel in just oneness and union with yourself and with your creator, you're going to see that they change those toxic patterns. They don't mirror those things back to you anymore. So let go of any relationship that doesn't serve you. If you're having this fear of letting go of the person, like, again, it's not about the person. Like, this is the biggest lesson I had to learn. It's not about the person. It's about God, and it's about me and my union with God. And when I let go of the need for that person and I put God in that space and prioritize my relationship with God, it naturally magnetized my true twin flame. And one of my favorite things about me and my twin flame is that we both put God first. Like, our love for God is incredible. People laugh because we nerd out about God all the time. Like, sometimes it makes people really uncomfortable when we when we talk about God, because we will just nerd out left and right about God. But we both are very, very clear that God comes first in our union, and that's okay. And so when you prioritize that, you will see that your union just grows in deep love and peace. So if you want your own personal reading, definitely check out the link below. I'll definitely post it. I do offer a 20-minute reading, and then I offer a more extensive, I believe it's a 60-minute reading. I'll have to go look. But I do offer, in the more extensive reading, you do get a channeled song from your twin flame. And you get multiple, I'll use multiple decks to help you get clear on the blocks and the upsets that you're currently moving through within your union. But thank you for joining me. Peace, love, and faith. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.